The glossy ibis is a wading bird in the ibis family Threskiornithidae. The scientific name derives from ancient Greek plegados and Latin falcis, both meaning sickle and referring to the distinctive shape of the bill. Distribution: this is the most widespread ibis species, breeding in scattered sites in warm regions of Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, and the Atlantic and Caribbean regions of the Americas. It is thought to have originated in the Old World and spread naturally from Africa to North and South America in the 19th century, from where it spread to North America. The glossy ibis was first found in the New World in 1817, or Debivort, or the species just once in Florida in 1832. It expanded its range substantially northwards in the 1940s and to the west in the 1980s. This species is migratory. Most European birds winter in Africa, and in North America birds from north of the Carolinas winter farther south. Birds from other populations may disperse widely outside the breeding season. While generally declining in Europe, it has recently established a breeding colony in southern Spain, and there appears to be a growing trend for the Spanish birds to winter in Britain and Ireland, with at least 22 sightings in 2010. In 2014, a pair attempted to breed in Lincolnshire, the first such attempt in Britain. A few birds now summer in Ireland, but as yet there is no evidence of breeding there. Behavior: glossy ibises undertake dispersal movements after breeding and are very nomadic. The more northerly populations are fully migratory and travel on a broad front, for example across the Sahara Desert. Populations in temperate regions breed during the local spring, while tropical populations nest to coincide with the rainy season. Nesting is often in mixed species colonies. When not nesting, flocks of over 100 individuals may occur on migration, and during the winter or dry seasons the species is usually found foraging in small flocks. Glossy ibises often roost commonly at night in large flocks with other species, occasionally in trees which can be some distance from wetland feeding areas. Habitat: glossy ibises feed in very shallow water and nest in freshwater or brackish wetlands with tall dense stands of emergent vegetation such as reeds, papyrus or rushes, and low trees or bushes. They show a preference for marshes at the margins of lakes and rivers, but can also be found at lagoons, floodplains, wet meadows, swamps, reservoirs, sewage ponds, paddies and irrigated farmland. It is less commonly found in coastal locations such as estuaries, deltas, salt marshes and coastal lagoons. Preferred roosting sites are normally in large trees which may be distant from the feeding areas. The nests are usually a platform of twigs and vegetation positioned at least 1 meter above water, sometimes up to 7 meters in tall, dense stands of emergent vegetation, low trees or bushes. Diet: the diet of the glossy ibis is variable according to the season and is very dependent on what is available. Prey includes adult and larval insects such as aquatic beetles, dragonflies, damselflies, grasshoppers, crickets, flies and caddisflies. Annelida including leeches, mollusks, crustaceans and occasionally fish, amphibians, lizards, small snakes and nestling birds. Description: this species is a mid-sized ibis. It is 48 to 66 centimeters long, averaging around 59.4 centimeters with an 80 to 105 centimeters wingspan. The culmen measures 9.7 to 14.4 centimeters in length. Each wing measures 24.8 to 30.6 centimeters. The tail is 11.2 centimeters and the tarsus measures 6.8 to 11.3 centimeters. The body mass of this ibis can range from 485 to 970 grams. Breeding adults have reddish-brown bodies and shiny bottle-green wings. Non-breeders and juveniles have duller bodies. This species has a brownish bill, dark facial skin bordered above and below in blue-gray to cobalt blue, and red-brown legs. Unlike herons, ibises fly with necks outstretched, the flight being graceful and often in V formation. It also has shiny feathers. Sounds made by this rather quiet ibis include a variety of croaks and grunts, including a hoarse grrr made when breeding. Conservation. The glossy ibis is one of the species to which the Agreement on the Conservation of African Eurasian Migratory Waterbirds applies. Glossy ibises are threatened by wetland habitat degradation and loss through drainage, increased salinity, groundwater extraction and invasion by exotic plants. The common name black curlew may be a reference to the glossy ibis, and this name appears in Anglo-Saxon literature, indicating that it may have bred in early medieval England, but Yalden and Albrella do not mention this species.